Hi, I'm Robert Begley with day 190 of my video challenge. Tomorrow, December 7th, is a date that Americans will never forget. 1941, the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, which launched America into World War II. This surprise attack certainly caught Americans off guard. Japan was building up its militaristic, collectivistic, racist. They believed the whites were inferior to the Japanese. That whole mentality. They went into China, killed, slaughtered, raped hundreds of thousands of Chinese, took over Hong Kong, the Philippines, kicked MacArthur out. MacArthur told the Filipinos, well, I'll be back. We're on the verge of Australia, and they just seemed like a juggernaut. And America had Pearl Harbor sitting there. He was attacked on December 7th, 1941. So now what? We're at war with Japan, and guess what? Germany also declares war. So the Americans needed something. I'll mention three heroes. First one is Admiral Chester Arthur Nimitz, who was given by President Roosevelt. He was the commander-in-chief of the Pacific. And Leighton was his right-hand man. And Leighton's right-hand man was Joe Rocheford, who was the code breaker, cryptologist who recognized, and his goal was to know today what the enemy will do tomorrow. And the three of them set the course in motion for the Battle of Midway, which took place June 4th through 7th, 1942. Midway's in the middle of nowhere in the Pacific, right near the international timeline. So if I show you a map, it's like right around here, 1,000 miles from Pearl Harbor and very far from Japan as well. But it was an American base. And if Japan went there, their plan was to take over, invade it, occupy it, and then turn that into their naval station in the Pacific. But America knew it was coming. So what they did is, instead of lying there and passively, they went on the offensive and they destroyed 3 out of the 4 carriers. Those are the biggest ships from which more than 100 bomber planes could take off. It was a major victory, and more importantly, it just turned the tide and the psyche of the war, where Japan thought they were invincible. No, they met with American ingenuity and the American spirit. So tomorrow we'll be celebrating these guys on the Hero Show. I just wanted to give us a sneak preview mentioning these names. There were many, many names. But over this past week, I've watched 2 movies called Midway, a 10-part series called The Eagle Against the Sun, and various other documentaries to get up to speed, because last Tuesday, when my friend Andy Bernstein said, why don't we cover the heroes of Midway next week? I wasn't ready. So I read about 5 books, saw several movies and documentaries, and I think I'm in better shape now. But these are household names: Nimitz, Rocheford, Leighton. Everybody should know these guys. There's also Admiral Halsey, who I knew about him from the song Uncle Albert. Admiral Halsey notified me he had to have a cup, but he couldn't have a tea. Okay, that's my Admiral Halsey. Bad impression, but we'll see you tomorrow, December 7th, with day 191 of the video challenge. Signing off.